Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche pregame show, brought to you by DRAFTKINGS Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up for a new account. You get amazing odds boosts every single day. Jesse, Meghan, Rudo coming at you live. Pregame Avs versus Wild. You know this story very well. Still no Arturi Lehkonen for the Avs because the governments can't figure out paperwork on the weekends, apparently.
Yeah.
That's part of the conversation there. Minnesota is on a back-to-back. They played Fleury the other night, so they're starting Talbot tonight.
So I want to pause right there immediately.
Just start there.
Did you think that was weird? Because, to me, them getting Fleury was, as much gamesmanship, them... trying to fuck with the Avs more than anything else. Yeah, I don't know. I assumed that they would set it up for him to play against the Avs. I thought it was weird that they ran him out against Columbus.
We had this conversation the other day on the show when you were working the game. I think a lot of teams in the West look at their schedule. They see the Avs and they go, well, let's just pencil in a loss there and not worry about it. So they got their win with Fleury and net the other night, and this game is what it is with Talbot, I think. So
yeah, I guess.
Meghan, are you afraid of Minnesota with Fleury, or is this still just a team that the Avs are better than?
I still think it's just a team that the Avs are better than.
Okay, I agree with you.
I think that Fleury is a great goaltender if you look at his entire body of work. But this season, I think he's been a very average goaltender. And so I don't think it elevates Minnesota that much more.
So here's my other thing. And you always risk putting your foot in your mouth, right? But everyone was talking about the Avs should go out and get him because he's a great playoff performer. Oh, the Wild got him. Look out for them in the playoffs. Marc Andre Fleury kind of sucks in the playoffs. Outside of 2008 and 9 and then the first year with Vegas, name me the last season he ended the playoffs as the team's starting goalie.
This is a guy who won a cup having his job stolen in the playoffs.
Twice. 2 times. 2 times. And then after taking Vegas to the Stanley Cup Finals, the Golden Knights felt so confident in him that they added Robin Lehner. There is just his reputation kind of exceeds his actual results. I'm not saying he's not great. I think you're 100% right. He's a very good goaltender. But you look at how he's played this year. You look at him the last couple years in the playoffs. He had a good series against the Avs. Kinda.
His save percentage this year is what, a 909?
Is it even that high?
Right, I'm saying calling him average might even be a little generous this year, honestly.
So, I mean, obviously, it moves the needle, and it's that thing that you know that he's capable of it. So, sure. I mean, I guess it's a decent gamble. But yeah, I just thought it was weird because I agree with you, Meghan. I just don't know how much it actually moves the needle for a Wild team that I think has a lot of other flaws and issues. And then especially, at best, they gave up a second-round pick. We've talked about it a bunch. This team, that's a team that's going to need those picks. We've talked about the Avs being at a point where you don't really care about the picks anymore. You're more worried about the here and now. That's not the situation that Minnesota's in. So it was a puzzling move for me, and I agree with you. I think maybe it makes them marginally better, but I just don't think it still puts them in
over
there with
the top
Avs.
or anything. Yeah, for sure. The other side of this conversation is, of course, the Avs goaltending. They are
sure
Pizza
are.
Planet shorts.
They
Incredibly,
sure are.
these things do exist.
Really
it is
impressed
true.
you spotted that.
From that distance.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
The Avs goaltending, I think everyone's gotten exactly what they've wanted out of Darcy Kuemper of late. Really hard to complain there. The question I have on Darcy, is it sustainable? Or is he peaking too early?
I don't think his highs have been so incredibly high that I have fear of him falling from that point. And I feel some of his strengths this season have been a mental calmness that has been sustainable through this point that I think it's only going to continue because he seems mentally tough. And other than the one game he got pulled and he slammed his stick, I haven't really seen that kind of reaction out of him. I think he's very level-headed, and I think that's only going to continue as the stakes get higher.
I think that was a great what you said of like his peaks haven't been so high that you're like, wow, he can't get back to that.
Yeah.
He really does seem to me like he's slowly getting better and better, and he looks more and more comfortable. Like the last month plus, like he just looks so just settled in. Very in control. You and I were talking at that last game that you worked where it's just like pucks are just hitting him. He's not a lot of, jitters. The rebounds aren't out of control. He's eating a lot of pucks. He just looks so solid, and it's not like he's doing what Igor Shesterkin's doing where it's every night it's a 989 and 48 saves. You know what I mean? Like he's just steadily going along his business, going about his business.
And part of that conversation is he is one of those goalies when he's playing his best. It looks boring.
Yep.
It doesn't. He's not doing the unreal saves. He's just, he was square and it hit him in the chest again.
Bro, even that save against Matthew Tkachuk in the Calgary shutout in the last minute, like that was a huge save. But again, he's so big. And to your point, when he's dialed in, his big saves look pretty routine. And he swallowed that puck up, and that was it.
And it was done. Yep. Game over, shutout complete. Okay. Question for both of you. Who scores tonight? Tyson Jost, Nico Sturm, or both? Because neither is not an option.
Yeah. I'll say Sturm.
Okay.
I'm hoping for it to be Sturm as well. I think he's like 0 points in his 4 and Tyson's 1 assist in his 5.
He does
and
have
so,
a point in Minnesota, at least,
did we lose the trade? I'm kidding.
It's over.
Yeah.
Stop the count. Lost the trade confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I could see Jost getting one for sure, but I don't know. Like I think the Avs are pretty jacked up about this game. We've talked a lot recently about it's hard to get yourself up for games, even over the course of that Philly game, within the game. Like, I thought they played a really good game from start to finish, but there were pockets in there where they kind of fell asleep, and on almost all of those moments, the puck ended up in the back of their net.
Yeah, I mean, you're up 5-1, and it's like, okay,
it's just hard to kind of say both. I don't think that'll be an issue tonight. Like, I think the Avs, I think they are well aware that the Wild added Marc Andre Fleury, that they added Nick Delorier, which there will definitely be a fight.
Fight odds negative 500.
They added Nick Delorier. They have openly talked about how the Avs had Tyson Jost miscast, and they're going to get all this extra offense out of him. I think the Avs are kind of jacked up to go in there and be like, cool, yeah, you guys are like, Kirill Kaprizov is good. You got Fleury, but just remember, like, we are that much better than you. Is honestly what I think is kind of be the mindset. Now, again, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go that way. Minnie's probably going to be pretty hyped up as well, but I think the Avs are going to have a pretty good handle on Tyson Jost.
They certainly know what to expect with them, for sure.
And there is, like, Tyson Jost is at home. I just don't think it kind of has the same thing. Like, Nico Sturm, like, to me, I would take it as more of a slight if I was Nico Sturm. There was a report that came out from Elliot Friedman. Tyson Jost had actually requested a trade a couple years ago. Sure. Which I actually understand. He believes that he has a little bit of a higher ceiling.
Stuck in that lineup forever.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it. But, like, if I'm Nico Sturm, I'm saying, well, I feel like I'm the better player. I'm bigger. I'm heavier. I play more aggressively. And I've actually a little bit better offensive numbers, and I'm cheaper. Wow, you just got rid of me because you don't believe in me. Like, you get to go back into Minnesota. Like, I think he might have a little bit more
something to prove,
fire lit under him than Tyson Jost, because Jost, like, he was actually kind of excited to get a fresh start somewhere. if I'm Nico Sturm, it's like, wow, you did that and then went and traded for Nick Delorier, like to get heavier and bigger. Like, what the fuck?
Wasn't that my job?
Yeah. What the hell? So yeah, I think he'll be fired up.
You talked about Kaprizov a little bit. I'm not saying the Minnesota can live up to the Avs forward core, but they do have one of those high-end pieces that you look around the league and you go, that's a real dude.
Yep.
That's a dude who can win for you on any given night.
Yeah.
When you look at the defense, Meghan, how much of an advantage do you think the Avs defense is? Because Minnesota has some decent pieces. They have a Matt Dumba. They have a Brodin.
They have Keaton Middleton's brother.
They do have Jacob Middleton now. Straight up for Capo. Well, not even straight up. They had to give away a fifth also to get rid of Capo Kakinen. What do you feel like the Avs are a level above there, or?
I don't even think it's a fair comparison to make.
Okay. That's fair. I wasn't going to go that far, but we've seen Cale Makar and Devon Taves do ridiculous things. It has felt like their defense is a little bit weaker of late.
I think there is a little burnout that could be
Okay.
attributed to that, but even still, looking at the D pairs for Minnesota alongside what the Avs have running for the second and third pairing, it still seems like it favors the Avalanche.
Okay. So you're even talking about like the Johnsons. You like the Avs here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree, and I was going to say the same thing. Like, I just think that top pairing for the Avs is, like, and it's not just the Wild, but that top pairing for the Avs is on such a different level than most teams in the league that you're already a pretty good leg up. Josh Manson, and even even getting into the Johnsons, and then again, like, this is one of those games where you do like genuinely. Even if you have the option, you like having McDermott in the lineup.
Yep.
Minnesota is going to try to play heavy and hard, and they're going to be trying to hit everybody, and you do want to have someone out there as just kind of a reminder, like, hey, you want to play heavy, you want to play hard, cool, we're in to do it. You want to fight? We've got multiple guys that can do it. I kind of look at the moves that Minnesota made, bringing in Middleton, bringing in Delorier. That everyone talks about the Avs need to be harder to play against. There's an example of a team that literally was looking at the Avs and saying, we have to be able to play with them.
Yep.
And they wouldn't add a guy. I mean, I don't know why you add Keaton Middleton. He got his ass smoked by Curtis McDermott a week ago. In what I don't even know if you could call it a fight.
That was a beating.
Yeah,
This
like
is a straight up beating.
And so it's. I agree. Even with the Johnson and Johnson pair and Curtis McDermott, I still think top to bottom you like the Avs D-core better.
And this is what's most impressive about this, right? Is you like the Avs D-core better today. April 15th.
Yeah.
This D-core could be instead of Johnson and Johnson, Byram and Gerard.
Yeah.
And that's the best defense in the league by like a lot, right?
Yeah.
What do you?
Well, especially
it's almost silly how rich the Avs are on the back end.
Just at full health, you just sit there and it's like, holy. Josh Manson is like your clear-cut third pair.
Right.
Like,
right.
Unless you just like a combination a lot, it's like pretty obvious he's your third pairing guy, and that dude was getting legit top pair minutes in Anaheim in certain cases, like
way over his head.
Yeah. I'll say I'm not saying necessarily that was the correct thing to be doing, but like
they didn't have a choice, right?
Right.
Like, so
people who know a lot more than I do shipped away all of our defensive prospects because of faith in the current Avalanche D-core.
Yeah.
And I have to live with that.
Pour one out for Meghan on the trade deadline for sure.
I'm okay.
So here is the one thing with that though is, how old's Taves? Does anybody know off the top of their head?
26, 27. He's prime age. Well,
so that's what I'm saying. Like, of that
28.
28.
Okay. Prime age.
So of that core top four, the oldest guy is 28. Like, I really do, like, now with more, about a week to digest everything, I think that was part of why they were willing to move on from a guy like Barron and Hellison.
Definitely.
Is because they're sitting there. It's like, where do they go? Where do you play them?
It's not even just age. Kale's locked up forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gerard is locked up forever.
Yep.
When the time comes, Byram's going to get locked up forever. The only one that is like, I might not be here in a few years is Taves.
Yeah.
So.
And so it's just interesting because you have a couple of years of certainty where you're probably talking about Justin Barron, bottom pairing minutes.
Yeah.
And do you want that for that guy? Or you're talking about Sam Girard bottom pairing minutes, which is supposed to be a little bit heavier, a little bit more shutdown-y, and it just didn't really fit. So I unless you're going to move on from one of those guys that are currently in your lineup, as much like it did. It sucked to see Barron go, but like it's hard. It's hard to like imagine where they would fit.
Right. His path to the NHL is a lot clearer now.
Yeah.
They did do Meghan a solid and kept the DU kid at least.
Yeah.
I think that was for me.
Just for you, specifically.
One of Sean Barron's players that he models his game after is actually Spurgeon.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go.
Keep an eye on him, I guess.
Spurgeon's always just such an interesting guy because like Avs fans remember him so clearly having his ankles exploded.
Still
mid-game.
flying through the air thanks to
yeah.
Nathan McKinnon.
And like, I don't know, he's one of those, like, he really started blowing up in popularity when Tyson Barrie did.
Yep. As two very different guys.
Right. But like, they're both small and they contribute and like they can skate. And now he's like, I thought it was such a weird choice to make him the captain a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like again, I don't know. Maybe like if you ask anybody from Minnesota, like, it was the no-brainer, but from like the outside, I just always thought that was such a weird choice.
It was a weird one for me too,
Yeah,
for sure. But
that little guy,
Minnesota makes decisions in their lives. None of my business.
yeah.
Okay, let's have Blaze make us some money tonight. Let's see what we got on Blaze's bets. Blaze too busy taking care of his kid to be on the game tonight. Understandable.
Irresponsible decisions.
Yeah.
All right.
Mac anytime goal +1. It feels like we've hit the stage where it's you just take Mac anytime goal whenever you want.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of gotten back to that level where any given night that dude can just go off.
Yep.
If Max scores a goal, I think there's like a 75% chance Mikko's going to assist on it.
Yeah.
So +100 there. And then the 60-minute money line, the Avs are +120 to win in reg. So a 3+ Blaze has been finding plus bets lately.
Yeah, positive money. And
It's hard to do.
look, man, I know we're talking about Blaze's bets right now, but
What you got for us?
The gambling piece is on an absolute heater
you
right
went
now.
3-1 the other week.
Yeah, 3-1, and we've hit our prop 3 weeks in a row. So like, we're way up. If you aren't following along on the gambling piece the last 3 weeks,
Blaze old and busted.
just throw money out the window. Between that and Blaze's bets, like you
should be raking in dollars.
Yeah, the yacht fund is just out of control at this point.
Make more money than any other beat.
Yeah. In bets,
I don't
maybe.
know.
I don't know. I don't know about.
I hope so.
The last month,
These guys make money even in the betting show.
bro. I was gonna say, like in the last month, Blaze has been hitting 2 out of 3 most
Every
nights.
night. Every fucking night.
Yeah, if not all 3. And yeah, I think now, including this weekend, the gambling piece is like fucking like 9 and 3 in the last
it's been
couple
money,
weeks.
straight up.
So yeah, we're just printing. Oh, here we go. McDermott and Delorier
Having a little chat.
already chirping in warm-ups.
Hey, bud, we're gonna have to fight again.
I mean, dude, how many? Does anybody remember off the top of their head how many fights they've had in their
I think
career?
it's 5 if you include their AHL one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What you had something?
No, I didn't know the number.
Oh,
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I
More
know.
than you need.
Yeah,
for
so those
sure.
dudes have gone several times.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish there was a prop for that. Will there be a fight?
I mean, it'd be so minus with those.
Yeah.
But
'Cause I feel like on most nights that'd actually probably be positive money. You
you
just
would
don't see
think,
a lot of
right?
fights.
Like the Kadri fight the other night was a bit of a shocker, but anyway,
That one made me laugh because Bednar, we asked him after.
yeah.
And he was like, Yeah, don't love it. Don't love when our skill guys are doing that. He's like, I'm really just like sitting there making sure, like, okay, any broken hands, face, okay, no, we're good. Like, I thought that was interesting.
Certainly.
They've actually fought 6 times.
Six times apparently. Anyway, puck drop's about 10 minutes away. I have a watch along to do, so all of y'all jump over to the watch along YouTube channel page, whatever it's called. Join that. Throw me on your second screen. You can watch the game with me. Should be a blast. So looking forward to that. Other than that, we'll be back post game. So enjoy the game, and we will talk to you all then.